Welcome guys. You're welcome guys. So in this video we are going to talk about the basic of probability. Our main focus in this video is basics of probability. So let's focus as we lay a foundation, because in the future videos concerning probability we'll need this information. So number one, what is probability? Probability is the chance of occurrence. We regard probability as the chance of occurrence. So from there, what you have to understand is what occurs in this probability. What is this certain chance? This certain chance, we regard this as an event. Event here. This is an event. For you to understand this concept better, what is event? Event is each possibility outcome of a variable. Each possibility outcome of a variable, we regard it as an event. Now, in probability, we focus on event and the sample space. We said event is an each possible outcome of a variable. From there, what is a sample space? A sample space is set of all events. The set of all events, we regard them as a sample space. Here, it is the formula that we denote from probability. This P is for probability. This N is for event. S is for sample space. So, example number one, let's try a die. We are familiar with a die. So, question number one concerning a die, so that we may get familiarized with the concept of probability. Question number one, denoted by A, list all the elements in the sample space. All elements in what? In the sample space. Don't forget we said that the sample space is the set of all possible events. Now, our elements, all elements will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 events in a die. You will never have 7 events in a die. A die starts from 1 to 6 events. So in total we have 6 events. Then number 2, denoted by B, describe the following events. Capital letter A is for a number larger than 3. Yeah, numbers that are larger than 3 in this die. From there, we are going to focus in our sample space. Then in our sample space, we are going to seek numbers that are larger than 3. From there, in our sample space, the numbers that are larger than 3 is 4, 5, 6. That's why here in element A, we have 4, 5, 6. From there, element B, denoted by capital letter B. And yeah, guys, before you continue, when you denote an event, indicate it by a capital letter. That's why here we said capital letter B, A, B, C, D. These ones here, they indicate that no, we are talking about an event. So event B, we want an even number. Even numbers. From there, even numbers in our sample space, there are 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5, our even numbers, 1, 3, 5. Here we're supposed to say numbers larger than 3, and even numbers from the odd numbers. Okay, we are done. Now, even numbers is 1, 3, 5. That is event B. Event C, we focus on odd numbers. Odd numbers are 2, 4, 6 in our sample space. 2, 4, 6. From there, I think now we've understood better what is the event. Now, event D, just row 2 and 4. 2 and 4 from our sample space. Each and every event must come from the sample space. That's why the first thing, if you want to go for probability, just make sure that you write the sample space first, so that each and everything that you're going to write, you're going to rely on a sample space. Number C, denoted by this small letter C here in a closed bracket. Find the probabilities of A, B, C, D. Here we go. The probability of A, you must show here that you want the event of A. Event A. The probability of A. What was A? A, we said we want the numbers that are larger than 3. How many are they? There are 3. 1, 2, 3, which are 4, 5, 6. These are 3 numbers. These 3 numbers, we regard them as event A. And event A, they said they want the numbers that are larger than 3. That's why here we said 3, because our element A has 3 elements. 1, 2, 3. 3 elements of what? Element A. Divide by 6. In probability, you always divide by the sample space. Our sample space is how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our sample space. So 3, which represent events, elements in this event A, we have 3 elements divided by 6, which is the sample space. Our answer is going to be 0.5. If they say you may convert it to percentages, then you time it by 100, which is equivalent to 50%. Don't forget to indicate by this percentage here. From there, they say they want the probability of event B. In event B, we were focusing on even numbers. Then how many even numbers are in this event? We have 1, 2, 3. 3 elements in event B. From there, we are going to say 3 divided by 6. 6 is our sample space. It is equal to 0.5. Then if they say you must convert this to percentages, then you will time it by 100. So for the sake of exercise, then let's keep this C. Then let's focus on D. They want probability of D. Then we are going to check our event D. Okay, this is event D. How many elements are there in event D? We have 2 elements. From there, that's why we wrote 2 divided by 6, which is equal to 0.33. Then in probability, guys, I will encourage you, if they have not yet English clear over, they didn't tell you to how many equivalent places you must round, to how many decimal places you must round, I'll encourage you to round to 4 decimal places so that you may be at the safe side. So when we divide 2 by 6, we got 0.3333. So I just decided to round to 3 decimal places. If they say you must convert that answer to percentages, you are going to time it by 100, which is 33.3%. So this was our basic probability. When you want a probability of a certain event, that's how we are going to tackle it. Now guys, before we conclude, this is a serious information. That's why we have highlighted it here. Know that your probability, the probability of a sample space, is always equal to 1. What do we mean by the probability of a sample space? The sample space is all possible outcomes in an event. From there, here, our sample space is 6. Know that the probability of this sample space is going to be 1, because we are going to say 6 divided by 6. That's why we say the probability of a sample space is equal to 1. From there, lastly, the probability of event will never be greater than 1. It's either that event will be less than 1 or equal to 1. That's what you must know. Number 1, the sample space The probability of the sample space must be equal to 1. Lastly, the probability of your event will never be greater than 1. If you get 1, you are correct, or less than 1, you are correct. But if you get greater than 1, know that your answer is not correct. Thank you, guys. So for today, for these basics, let's stop here. We will need them in the coming video, where we'll be talking about the conditions of probability. The conditions of probability.